Hello, welcome to Overstimulation Simulation. My name is Ella. I have thought of doing a podcast for a good chunk of years now, and usually they would just live in my voice memos as kind of journal entries, but also things I want to talk about with other people or on the interwebs. And so that's what I'm going to be doing here. I have a little notebook because I'm extremely disorganized, so give me a second. Okay, first things first, I'm going to have a little introduction. As I said, my name is Ella. It's really nice to meet you. Sort of. This is my cat, Satsuki. She's here often. This is her favorite place to hang out. And yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. And if you want, leave a little bit about you in the comment section if you would like. I'd love to get to know people. Okay, I feel like I need to breathe a little bit more. Also, I have this tiny mic on. I'm not entirely sure if it's working, but we're just gonna pray and hope. Okay, so introduction. That's what I was doing. I am 22. Let's see. I could have thought about this part a little bit more, but I was just like, it's me, I'll just talk about me, but apparently that's a little hard. Okay, no, I'm 22. My pronouns are she and they. I am queer. I am a college dropout, community college of a couple times now, cosmetology school dropout as well. I like to make art in many different kinds of ways. I like to sing and play guitar, a little bit piano. Piano. But mostly it serves as a place for art as well. I like to make music. I will leave my Instagram or my Spotify below if anyone wants to listen to it. I like to paint. I just recently started painting, and so I'm starting to get into it a little bit more. I bought myself some oils, which I'm scared of, but they are really fun. I have charcoal, I have oil pastels. Let me also say this is going to be a kind of like do art with me and chat kind of situation here. So the vision is I will be talking about a topic. I'm doing this like I'm holding my microphone, but my microphone's on my necklace. But yeah, I will be talking about a topic and then also doing some sort of art, whether it's drawing or painting or writing a poem. I love to write poetry. And I want whatever it is that I'm drawing or creating to coincide with what I'm talking about. To give you an idea of the things I will be talking about, the topics that are very important to me are mental health, living a life that isn't exactly maybe how your parents want you to live or how society wants you to live, living a queer life in many different ways. Queer meaning, yes, kind of gay, but also just strange and out of the ordinary. I want to talk about self-confidence, grief, love. By no means am I a professional of any sort. As I said, I did drop out of school multiple times, so any of the information I'm spewing is from personal experience and things that I've learned, so take it with a grain of salt. I kind of want this to be a place for people to come, either to be inspired to also pull out some art and have something to listen to, because for me it's very hard to start sometimes doing something artistic, but once I do start, I'm set. And I don't know, I feel like I really enjoy watching people's process of art. Yeah, so I'd like to try something like that myself. I want to make it so if anybody wants to be stimulated visually, we could be doing something, but also if somebody just wants to listen, then you don't have to watch. It can just be like a podcast if you're cleaning or doing whatever it is that you are doing. So today, since it is the intro, I figured I would start with something maybe a bit easier. I have one of these pens. It's, I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's like a painting pen. There's an ink cartridge in here and you squeeze it and then it comes through and you can make fun little designs with it. So I think I'm going to do something of that sorts. Oh, okay, so I also wanted to talk about the title of this podcast, which is Overstimulation Simulation. I had that idea a while ago when I was just starting with my recording on I'm realizing as I'm starting to draw and talk at the same time, I'm being reminded humbly that I'm not the best at doing two things at once. But you know what? This is going to be a good practice for me. But I want to talk about why I called it that. The first recording I ever made thinking it was going to be a podcast episode was basically me during an anxiety attack. And I'm kind of talking through the steps of getting through an anxiety attack in the podcast. And I think at the time, mid mental breakdown, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this out there, like, this could help some people. Now when I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is a little raw, so I don't think I'm gonna insert that. Maybe I will if I find some insightful gems, but I think I'm just going to not do that. But anyways, I thought of it because I often feel, maybe not seriously, but I don't know, this life sometimes feels like a simulation, just in the way where it feels kind of like a sick joke, especially right now with our president. I live in the United States and it's 2025, so also with other things like, I don't know, weird life moments I find myself thinking like, this is a funny little game we have going on here. And not seriously, like I'm not making it a conspiracy and I'm not taking it too seriously. It's just something that I've always been like, this is weird, who is controlling us? And then the overstimulation part is quite literally, I get overstimulated very often by many sorts of things. And so, I don't know, I kind of think about the world as like, that's kind of the title for my world is overstimulation simulation. And it sounds kind of cool. Going back to the voice memos that I would record, when I first started recording them, I was usually anxious and they would pull me out of an anxiety attack because I was kind of just talking myself through it when I didn't have somebody to talk to. I was often overstimulated in the beginning of those every single voice memo. I was really high strung, and then by the end I'd be okay. And I'd usually fall asleep or I would just calm down. A main part of starting to record myself speaking was me figuring out that expressing myself is what helps me through my anxiety and my OCD. There's not a lot I can do to feel like I have control in those moments of my mind. And so rather than trying to gain control, which we really can't do, it's more like just letting out whatever is there. And that's what a lot of art is for me, which I guess I could show you some of my art. Maybe that's what I'll do instead of creating something this time. Although I am starting to write overstimulation simulation on here with my fun little pen. So I will continue to do that. But I think I'll also show you some of my art. So maybe you can get to know me a little bit better. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with an art piece that I have envisioned to be kind of the almost like thumbnail or front picture. I think thumbnail is the right word for this podcast, which is this little lady here. Oh my god, I almost dropped her. Yeah, I guess I should. So I made this in my first hand building class in ceramics. The concept was dwelling, and I guess we were supposed to, I was not there when she was explaining the concept, so I think it was supposed to be more so dwelling in like dwellings, like places where something could live, that something stays, but I wasn't there when she was talking about it, so the first definition of dwelling that I thought of was when you're dwelling on something, like a thought. So that's kind of where I took it, which was funny because when everyone started their projects, everyone had these really elaborate little homes, like little squirrel homes, or one of my friends made an earthship home, and then I was like here with a woman on a brain. I was like, what did I miss? But everything was fine. But yeah, this was basically kind of symbolizing how it feels to be really stuck on a thought or a memory where you are not even paying attention to the world around you because you were living in your head. And that's what she's doing. So here's her. Now, the next thing is my first acrylic painting in my acrylic painting class, which was really fun to do. She had a bunch of bones and skulls around the room with different lighting, and we got to choose a place and paint it with complementary colors. Now, you might be alarmed by this picture. A lot of people don't know what's going on. Oh, the lighting's terrible. But it's a cow hip bone. Anyways, I really like this one just because I thought that I hated orange and blue together, but seeing everybody else's work and how this came out, I feel like this was my first exploration of color theory and realizing how to make tones and everything like that. Next up, I wish I had my graveyard painting to show you guys because that is probably my favorite one, but my grandma has it right now because she loved it, and my grandma is a fantastic artist. She did this. She did a lot of the art that's in my room. Shout out to Grandma for passing it down. I mean, I could never really do what she does. She's very talented, but I do believe that my sister and I got her creative mind, and my mother too. A lot of the women in my, actually I think all of the women in my family have very creative minds. I also have, as I said before, I just got oils, I think the past probably like 6 or 7 months. I really, really like them. I like how you can just spend a lot more time blending. Acrylics just dry so fast and I don't feel like I have as much control. I find that sometimes I forget to breathe, and maybe that happens to you too. So I dare you to take a deep breath right now, or maybe even 5. I'll take a moment. Okay, but anyways. So, as I said, I dropped out of college, and one of the times I didn't drop out when I was in my ceramics class. That was the best semester I had. But I did drop out when I was doing my painting class, so that was unfortunate. And the last project we were doing was a self-portrait, and I wasn't in the class anymore, but I still wanted to paint because I was having a lot of fun. I just couldn't handle school at the time because personal problems. But I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Also, I hate to say it, but I will be rambling a lot here. I do have some of the ADHD, so if you aren't a fan of rambling, you might not like it here, and you can go, and that's okay. I understand, because sometimes rambling isn't fun to hear. Speaking of that, I'm gonna stop now. This was my first oil painting, also not the best lighting, and it's almost there. I need to fix up my collarbone. It's not blended enough. Anyways, what? Why is it so dark? Hello? Also, I don't think I've been looking into the camera. I think I've just been looking at myself. I'll get better. But yes, this painting I had the vision of when I was really anxious. My eyes were closed. First I had the thought of, if I'm not scared of my thoughts, then they have no power over me. And then once I was able to remind myself that, I had this vision of these beige tiles flipping over half of my body, and hence this, which for a while it looked like there was waffle on my face. We're still working on it. I like to try and see if I can conquer the visions I see in my mind. So I will show you the next painting I've been working on, my second little experiment with oil, which is this here. I'm not ready to talk about her because she's not done yet, but I think she might be something that we will be working on. But yeah, I hope that gives you an idea of what I like to do. Maybe I will show you a couple things from my sketchbook too. I don't know if that's crazy, but I don't know. I love seeing people's sketchbooks, and honestly, I don't really like people looking through mine, or at least people I'm not close to, because it is very personal. But when somebody does show me their sketchbook, I feel like they're showing me gold. It is just the best thing. Oh my god, I forgot to breathe again. Anyways, those are some little things that I have done, and yeah, main goal here is to stay creative, try new things, and try new things with you guys too. I hope that you feel inclined to maybe pick up a pencil or buy a little painting pen. I love these things because you don't have to, I don't know, I feel like this is what got me into starting to draw, because it kind of does a lot of cool things for you. You don't have to try all too hard to make it look cool, which helped me out because I thought that I could never draw, because my sister is a fantastic artist, like out of the ballpark, and so is my grandma. So when I was little, I was like, I can't even try. But this pen really helped me through that. So if you're feeling like you don't know where to start and you do want to start, I would say get one of these pens. I think they have them in different colors too, which it would be fun to have a red one. Okay, I think that might be all for today. If I forget something, I'll just add it in later. I think next time, hold on, let's see what the plan to talk about it next time is. I penciled in, main topic is going against the grain in many different ways. So if you want to talk about that, listen to it, come back next time. Okay, I think that is all for today. I hope that you stick around and maybe things will get a little crazy next time and we'll do a little painting. Actually, I know that's gonna happen for sure. Yeah, I'm always terrible at saying goodbyes, so I don't really know what to say other than I hope you have a beautiful day and that you remember to be kind to yourself and gentle with yourself, because you know what? This is our first time living. None of us have ever lived before, unless we have and we don't know it, but I feel like that's something I've been trying to remind myself, is it's okay that we don't know what's going on, because this is our first time doing it. And we don't expect to be beautiful at guitar the first time we play it, or good at jump rope the first time we try. So this whole life thing, it's okay. Okay, goodbye. Oh my god, I forgot to put my rings on.
Thank you for listening to today.